back with another episode of Take Me Out This Chat. It's Bucky, Chef Marv, and homie Jeez. What's going on, fellas? Tonight we got a special episode. We had to hop over to Blades Edge and holler at the homies and the barbers in the stock tonight. What's up, fellas? What's going on?
Hey.
What's going on? This boy swear I got auto-tune in my voice.
Yeah, we back with another
Hey, DJ Bucky Roll. They know what it is when they hear it. They know what time it is. It's game time, man.
Hey, we only got some members of the team here tonight. We missing a couple, Sharp and E. We got my man Benji over here. This is Benji the Barber. We got my man Ivan the Great over there. And we got Coley Cuts right here, one of the stars of the team. Yeah, y'all already know. Yes, it's a white girl cutting these shots. Yes, she got a hand, and yes, Car letting her cut it. Yeah, right. Yeah, she thorough. She got a hand, man. And y'all know me, man. I'm Blade, and we got Car Cuts getting the cut. All right. Yeah, we got an all-star team in here. All-star team.
Hey, without further ado, though, this episode is sponsored by Juice Babes Inc. Man, listen, this is a brand new business locally here in Pottstown. They're making juices, fruit juices, vegetable juices, detoxes, wellness shots. Hey, man, listen, you try to get your own yet?
Nah, I ain't cracking. I wanted an official. When I crack him open, y'all see how it feels. Okay. Okay.
This is good for the morning, little breakfast run, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I got the pineapple curd.
And this ain't just made by anybody. This is actually made by two registered nurses. Two registered nurses are actually backing this company, and they're all about wellness and health, man, keeping you alive longer and making sure that you're staying nice and healthy and strong in our community.
Hey, Jeez, man, hit them up, man. Tell them I need a case.
Y'all make sure y'all go and follow Juice Babes Inc. on Instagram. I believe they on Facebook too.
Yeah, absolutely. Facebook.
On Instagram. Check them out. Get your order in. Get your detox going on. Hey, listen, health is wealth, man. Let's do it.
Hey, ladies, y'all got it. 100. Y'all got it. Let's get it.
So, we back.
Let me get a case. Let me get a case.
It's a little hot, man. It's a little hot as a cake, man. I'm gonna let my leg move.
I didn't know how freaky you was about to get. We gotta make sure.
Try
Yeah. So in a relationship, is it okay to have privacy in comparison to secrecy? You understand what I'm saying? Like,
I'm trying to follow you. Break that down a little bit for me, brother.
so you know, as fellas, man, like we have more things that are more private that get labeled as like secrecy. So like the epitome of y'all take me out this chat is it's a fella's chat.
Yeah.
There ain't none of y'all ladies in that chat.
Right.
There's none of y'all, you know what I mean, sisters or women cousins. Now we're not being sexist. It's the bottom line that the brothers started this chat and we talk about brother type stuff.
Yeah.
We talk about homie type stuff. We talk about fella camaraderie type stuff. In that, some of the brothers talk a little crazy.
Right.
In that, you might say some things that like your lady may not be okay with or agreeable with.
Trust me, I know.
Niggas post pictures in there that like, oh, you like that? Oh, you. So when I say privacy versus secrecy, there's things in my phone, in my private like that I don't think you need to be known. Yeah. But what a woman or a significant other takes to ask sometimes is that it's secrecy.
Right.
No, we're not talking about secrecy. We're saying that, I don't go in your purse.
Yeah.
When I need something out your purse, I say, here, hand me some gum out of there, I'm gonna bring your purse to you. You know what I'm saying? But in there, you might got some things I don't need to see. I don't want to see your tampons, whatever. Yeah, maybe you got a little addiction with doing this. I don't know.
Now let me ask you this though. After you get married, is that privacy less? Is it less privacy now? It's like y'all have that stigma of being one, because it's like, where's the trust at as well? It's like, all right.
I like that question.
Yeah,
And I can piggyback off of that because I understand with the whole marriage thing, but you got to understand with privacy also comes other people's privacy. So when he's talking about the text message group or whatever the case may be, as long as that goes, it's not only your vulnerabilities that are going to be exposed, it's the vulnerabilities of every homie that you might be in contact with or talking with inside that chat. You feel me? It's when you're saying privacy, you're not always hiding your secrets or your privacy. You feel what I'm saying? It comes along with your honesty and your camaraderie with your fellow homie and what you call your brother. So at that point, if you say you're going to hold something down for him, yeah, I mean that's like, I mean we're being, I'm gonna be a little drastic here, but say your homie had a murder case and he told you that.
Right.
You feel me? He told you that in secrecy.
Right.
You feel me? In faith that you would never say nothing. Now the fact that your lady is saying that you think you're being shady because you don't want to show the text message, she runs through there. Now she becomes accomplice to that. You feel
that's what I mean. When do you draw that line? Like, when
I think there really isn't no line, man. It's about respect. Bottom line. It's just what it is. Like, let me put it in this perspective real quick. So. Let's say Chef, we're just using Chef as an example, okay? Him and his lady gang warring about his phone. And he says, yo, I don't like you going through my phone. She's like, why? I remember the times in the days where you go through my phone and you deleting pictures of yourself that are near and dear to me because you insecure about how you looked in the picture.
Right.
Yo, don't touch my stuff.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like you might do things that, you know, are spoiling a vacation that I secretly planned for us.
Yeah.
You now seeing tickets to Cancun and this and that. Yo, get out my stuff.
Right.
It's private. Yo, I got emails about a business that I'm about to surprise you with. And you spoiling things. You get what I'm saying? So it's a little deeper than just secrecy is my point.
It puts pressure on you to talk about something maybe before you're ready to.
Exactly.
Like you said, like you might be planning a business or a trip, and it's like, well, now you're asking me about something I ain't planning to tell you for another month or two.
Right.
So it's like, it just puts more added pressure.
No, you're right though, but ultimately I feel like all we saying is like I've been telling the brothers, you know, for a while now, is you gotta set boundaries.
Yeah.
And like Blades said, it's about respect within the relationship. Too many times, like you just said, well, when you get married, you know, we become one, and then, but you still are two individuals, and you gotta set boundaries and have respect for each other's boundaries, because like I said, what's one of the key components to a successful relationship, including friendships, marriages, you know, relationship, not only trust, but space. Space and balance is a crucial component. And like when you say, like when you get married, you become one, don't you both have access to everything? No. Because what's that? Eliminate your space and your boundaries. You gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta maintain that. So
I mean, in all honesty, when you get married, though, there should still be that healthy balance of respect, space, however you want to call it, in which your mate still respects the boundaries in which you set. Just because we get married doesn't mean all boundaries are now erased.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So don't ever get it misconstrued or conflicted as far as that goes. Like, yeah, I'm married, but the same boundaries I had when we were dating, I stand on even stronger now because we're married.
Right.
Because I chose to make you the only person to be allowed to even get close to those boundaries. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Well, you raised one of the biggest points, right? And it goes a little deeper than even what you said. You said, yo, as a homie, I'm responsible for my homie's privacy as well. Yeah, along with my lady. Like, we all got homies that you got that brother that he just tell his wife everything. So you might not tell that nigga nothing.
Right.
Like, man, I ain't really gonna talk around boys. He just always gotta share it with so and so.
Absolutely.
But here's the biggest piece to that. Yo, you are incriminating yourself sometimes with an indictment that you might not even be guilty of.
Right.
So your homie, everybody got him in their circle. There's a whore. There's a whore in the women's circles. There's a whore in the men's circles. And that nigga don't care about whether you're married, he's married, or anybody in the squad's married. And you're going to do what he do. But now you're guilty by association because she's snooping through your jack and seeing what main man's putting in there. Oh, that's what y'all do? This is what you get into? So what my point to all of this is, yo, if we have privacy and boundaries, you would just trust that I'm not into that.
Right. So that's what you're into.
Don't you believe that some people, you know, that they use the term privacy when they are hiding stuff?
Oh, facts.
They use it as a cop-out.
Facts.
That's what I was gonna say. It depends on like the past of the relationship, you know? Like it depends on what you've been through. It depends, like if you just decide now that you're coming out with these like vacations and stuff, of course someone's gonna find that fishy,
But see,
you know?
that's
a
the thing.
fact. I like that.
But it's like at some point, all right, we have to understand who we marrying as well, though. So it's like I'm not marrying another somebody that's trying to be my mom or somebody that's trying to be a supervisor and not trust every move that I make. It's like, no, I need a partner in this thing called life. Like, if we're going to do this long term, and that's why there's so much expectations in these relationships, man. Not to get off the subject, but these expectations is killing these relationships. Like, as far as, you know, we don't have that 40, 50-year marriage. I'm pretty sure
social media puts unrealistic expectations on relationships.
Oh, without a doubt.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying, and it's like, man, it's so much right now that we try to meet these expectations and not really have that privacy or not really have, man.
But then it comes down to what have you done to mess up that trust, though.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's what she brought up. I'm with that. But here's the thing with that, man, is
when does it stop?
I mean, not about when does it stop as much as it's like, yo, she said, yo, you're not just gonna switch this up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So like, if you want privacy,
just starting with the
all of a
vacation.
sudden, now you'll
I understand what she's saying, but that's why I tell people you gotta set these things from the get go, and you gotta build on to them. Like either you're training or you're being trained. Point blank period. As you heard what the lady said, all of a sudden you try switching it up after years later. Now you switching it up out the blue.
Right.
Now her antenna's up like,
Like, if she's like, let me see your phone, and you're like, oh, I'm planning this vacation. The first time in 3 years, it's like, wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah.
But how long is that probation period though? After you mess up, it's like, all right, if I'm working.
Visual thing.
Yeah.
Hey, Cole, I got a question for you, Coley.
What's up?
So, if you say that what you just said, that statement, let me
Yeah.
see your phone.
Yeah.
At what point am I allowed to say no? It's mine. So like privacy type. I'm asking you as a female, like I'm like no, like we're not in the marriage stage. We're still in the dating stage.
Right, if it's mutual, like if they're asking for mine, of course I'm gonna ask for theirs, you know. But I wouldn't just ask out of nowhere, you know.
Some people will.
Yeah.
But on another note though, yo, yo, I don't want you playing my PS5.
It depends on the trust.
It's
too,
my
that's
property.
the thing.
You understand what I'm saying? Don't play my PS5. Yo, don't use my C charger. Like, yo, this is not just about the phone and like
Well,
my car, nigga.
Yeah, we
See,
taking
that's
this
what
stuff.
makes it different though. But if you put it right to the phone, it's like that's what makes it weird, you know, from a girl's perspective.
And that's the problem, man. Is like women are just looking from that perspective and not.
There's a reason,
That's what I'm
there's a
saying.
reason behind when you put it the phone situation. Everybody know that. So we ask y'all this, right? How many of y'all are coming to the live event?
Oh man,
All
we
of
there.
us.
We there. Oh,
No
I
doubt.
want to remind y'all, we are going to live show July 24th.
And we all in there too.
Yes, sir. Listen, that's what my man Chef brought up. I know y'all hear all the spicy topics in here. Like, people confess to their barbers. It's like a confessional, for real. If it's visionary walls around here, they'll just sit here and tell you everything.
But listen, man, I'm gonna say this as well though. You know when you go to the doctors, you had to sign that HIPAA law, right?
Oh, y'all follow the law.
Sometimes
you ain't talking about nobody's business.
sometimes you can't. I mean, you know, if you confide in somebody about their wife or whatever it is, man, 'cause you hear some crazy stories, bro. As a barber, you be like, damn, I ain't even want to hear that. Like, to be honest with you. But you know, at the end of the day, you give them your best advice, your sincere advice at that, man. And you know, sometimes your advice isn't even needed. You just need to listen. You know what I mean? And you know, you just kind of can fill out somebody, bro. But you find that common ground within the conversation and really, you know, try to give your best answer, man.
Yo, we learn a lot in here though, man, as barbers because of like the many hats we wear. So we're like a leader and a mentor to some of the youth. But we really are like a psychiatrist and you know what I mean, what is it? A therapist to
Relationships coach.
Yeah, something relationship coach. But sometimes, man, it's a little difficult because relationships get crossed. And what I mean is like, yo, I bang with this person, but I have a relationship with this person. And certain lines do get blurred sometimes, man, and it's hard to maneuver because you know you end up saying some things, man, that you might not be always supposed to say, and you know you might give a little too much advice, and one person's mad while another person's, and it's like is hard because I'm picking one side of wrong or one side of right. You know what I mean? Like it's a difficult task sometimes, man.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you the hardest thing being a barber was with me was understanding that, especially us, all of us that's in this room that has that platform. Yo, the community's watching. I didn't understand that yo, you're under a microscope when you're a barber or you're trying to take that role. Even with y'all platform that y'all have now, how y'all try to get back and do your, bro, they watching us. And as a barber, that was a hard thing for me to adjust coming from, as well as you trying to grow yourself, you gotta understand that microscope that you under, you know what I mean? Right. Like that was the hardest transition for me as a barber.
That was an adjustment for me too, especially because I'm not from around here. Like there were a few nights that I went out with like the guys and I come back in here and the next day and they're like, oh, client said they saw you out. I'm like, who? Like all these people know me. I don't even know them though, you
Y'all
know?
real popular around here, so it sound like, man.
Y'all too, man. Y'all too. Take me out this chat bopping in town.
We definitely on now. We on this job.
Well, we done made it. Mama made it. Shout out to West Street, you man.
Is there any conversations?
If you know, you know.
Barbers?
Say that again. Say that again.
Is there any conversations with clients you just turned down as a barber?
Definitely.
Because you should right there.
No, definitely. That's what I was talking about as far as like learning. Like there's certain things, man, when you learn, like yo, too many of my relationships have gotten crossed that there's certain things I just don't talk about now. So like, you know, let's give an example. Like yo, if you know, somebody come in here venting about their lady or their man, like, yo, I bow out of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I bang with man. Like, yo, I bang with this person. Like, I just don't even want anything to do with it. So, you know, it's hard. You gotta learn that. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, that's another area where you get one chance and you're done.
Nah, right.
Like, yo, if people find that out about you, all of a sudden you labeled as the bull that run his mouth and he get in stuff he shouldn't. But people gotta grow, man. Like, I gotta learn just like you learning in life. It just so happens that I have more interaction with more people. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's hard, man.
Front line, man.
Yo, for real.
Front
line. And we're influencers, man. Influencers. Like, yo, there's so much of the culture that, like, we influence. It's not even funny, bro. Young boys is wearing what we wear. They want cuts the way we gotta cut. Right. I get to getting a cut done, and the boy be like, yeah, do my mustache kind of like yours. I'm like, man, my joint whack. Like, you know what I mean?
Shout out to Blades Beard, man.
Yeah, they be like, yo, disconnect my joint like yours. I'm like, nigga, that ain't cool. This is natural.
Disconnect my
Unplug my joint.
Right. So one of my clients, they be like, why you want that wrestler beard?
But it's different, and that's what makes y'all who y'all is.
Keep it a bean, yo. My biggest thing about being a barber I was struggling with is hygiene.
Oh my God, what?
Yeah.
Like, keep it a bean. If somebody come in and I'm cutting their hair,
Now we gotta
a pound cake of dandruff start falling. Oh,
no, not even that. We gotta keep it a bean. We get some stinky bowls too.
I believe it. I recommend like a free wash. You know, like around the water run down.
Just let it run down to your whole back. Lift your arm up. Let me get under your arm.
We just got this new oil in it. It smells great. It's very natural. It does everything you need. It deodorizes.
For real, bro.
Yo, one of the funkiest things on any man that dudes neglect to clean is behind your ears.
Oh my God.
Yo, when we get the shaping up back here and that smell come up, you like,
Whoa, cutting like
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm gonna struggle with that, Buck. Like that would be the hardest part of like, I ain't gonna
Hey, Blades. Look, I rub your jaw right here. You ain't getting that joint in there. Straight B.O. Right here, you know what I'm talking about? Right here.
Yeah.
Have it stuck right in the crevice.
You got like a little white cross back there.
I mean, they not using washcloth, man.
hey,
If you wash, you can always
Bang, right there. I can bang it out real quick.
Clean your ears.
Clean your ears.
Behind them. Front and
Behind your ears. Clean.
Nah, you know what be terrible too, man? Inside the ears, man.
I ain't gonna lie, I be looking at that. That's one of my things. Y'all be like, damn, that nigga is dirty.
Yeah, but how do you go to a place where they're clearly gonna be there?
Yeah.
Like, how do you do that? You're like, you ain't think like y'all about to go to this place where they gonna be.
Nigga, you get ready to clean that jump right here, quick. Clean that jump, they can be mad and shit. What? Nigga, what that nigga?
Next time I'm gonna just dig in the joint and put it like, yo, chill,
bro, chill.
Yeah, that's $5 more hours in the shirt. If I'm cleaning your ears, bro, that's $5 to $10 more.
that's a service.
Thing in the ear.
Yeah, that's a
Some of them
service.
do that.
No, hey, we might gotta put that in the next meeting.
Yeah. What about the new?
What happened to the
Hey,
facials,
write that down. Next
I still do
meeting.
facials. Yeah, send them in for the
Is it too late?
facials.
It's like, no.
Nah, man, a lot of funny stuff in the barbershop. But listen, I'm not gonna lie. One of the other funny things is you get your fair share of rumbles. I'm not gonna lie. There was a
They
time.
knuckling in this
There
joint?
was a time, man, I had a brother in this shop, man. You know, we gonna leave out the names to protect the innocent, right? But yo, main man he had his little shorty in his side joint in his shorty, new joint or old joint. They got the tussle in there. And the hard part is, man, as a barber, you don't know what to do sometimes. So I just froze up, like, man, I don't even want to get involved in this. You know what I mean? I'm sitting there watching. You know what I mean? And it's funny because as a barber, we watch body language. Yeah. So you can see a brother start tensing his shoulders up and he moving a little bit, he's sweating a little more. You're like, yo, you cool, guys? Yeah. And next thing you know, you see the lady come in, he knew it all the time and ain't warning you. She like, oh, okay, so, you know what I mean? What's going on here? Next thing you know,
oh, man.
Yeah, you're like, yo, how did this happen? You know what I mean?
All on your lap.
Yeah, so I let him get a few rounds in. Yeah.
Watch my tools, man. You gonna cause some bread.
Yeah. Chef over there, quiet. You locked in over there, Chef?
About that
How you feeling, Chef? You still got faith or you nervous still?
Chill, man. Man, you can't say you ain't back, man. He be back.
You hit my man with the default, John?
Nah, he in there.
The chef shot for that. He's like, Todd, you was awesome. Like, damn.
Yeah, right at him, like, damn.
Nah, but back to the top 5 talk, bro. Rap, bro, I can't do a top 5 because
Yeah, I can't.
You want? I
3 or 4 people.
I can't do a top 5 because I don't even know everybody who cut no
That's what
more.
I'm saying. Between
I
Blades,
can only go a
Red,
top 5 from who I know personally.
Between
I
Blade
can't do
and
that,
Red,
period. I ain't-
Status cut me a few times, and
All right, we'll go into how
it
many
may be
names.
one. Like I may have had it cut by E once, cut by Sharp once, cut by Car once. Like, bro, I have not been to.
Yeah, but if y'all had to assume, you know names that get thrown around. Like, and I'm gonna be honest, yo, Status name is a legendary name. Like, Bull is very, very Mr. Consistent, bro.
Stat is one of the sharpest ever, but he just takes too long to cut. That's all. That's his problem.
Yeah, that's a legendary Bull,
I went
man.
to
I'm
Stat
not gonna
one
lie.
time, man. He started cutting me and he just started eating. I was there for about an hour 15.
Now, I will tell you, that's a lot of barbers' problem, man. Is like, yo, dudes can cut, but brothers ain't professional. And that's what changes the game with a lot of stuff, bro. Like, we got more clients because of our professionalism than we do just because we can cut. Like, you know, on average, I know there's problems and everybody can name all, they don't answer the phone or this. You won't get that kind of stuff. But on a consistent level, when you book an appointment, we're here.
So you gonna get that.
You know what I mean? Like when you hit us, yo, we got you. And when you get in the chair, yo, we got you. Like, we're clean, we do what we need to do. And I feel like a lot of people miss the professionalism. We don't do the cussing in here. Single moms can feel comfortable. Like, a lot of dudes lost the art of being professional because they make their business their clubhouse. Right. And that's where we lose it, man. Like, yo, there's a lot of Pottstown businesses that would be thriving if they cleaned up their act and stopped trying to be a quote-unquote real nigga.
Preach.
Yo, you ain't gotta blow in your joint. Like, yo, what if you want a different demographic of people to come in? Because if you just want to stay here in this town, you're gonna miss it.
You're right though. Having that mindset will limit your customers.
It will, man.
You're gonna limit them. Like, you're gonna cut them by a percentage. I don't know the number, but I'm sure it's gonna impact your cash flow.
And the argument will always be, well, no, I'm gonna be me, and that's gonna bring in who I want to bring in. Yeah, but you're limiting yourself. And the chance for you to promote and move to the next level is bigger.
Who's blowing in there?
That's not even saying barbershop, saying business in general.
Stop it. Y'all know y'all done been in a barbershop that went smell like loud.
Yeah, for sure.
I ain't never went in a barbershop when niggas was in there blowing.
Yeah, you definitely ain't going to a lot of barbershops, man.
Yeah,
The lottie, like niggas in there eating crabs, like niggas, you know what I mean?
What's wrong with eating crabs?
Before you cut your
Nah, that shit stink.
Yeah, smell like going with no
Hair
shit.
around burning like I'm all
Shape
day
up
on
your
this
lip.
shit.
You made your barber shape up your lip with crab hands.
Oh, butter all over your mustache. Oh, yeah, shit.
So is that what you think makes y'all different than all these other shops?
Definitely, bro. I believe that we're very professional, man. Like that's what really differentiates us. Like, you know, not to be funny or anything, man. And I know everybody and their mom would say this. We were one of the first shops to go all appointment only, and not all. We do walk-in still, but from a online booking standpoint, yo, I had a few barbers that I rocked with. They were like, I don't know how you do that appointment thing. Next thing you know, they doing appointments.
Bro, I'm gonna keep it a beam. When y'all started that, y'all had the streets in a frenzy, man.
Yeah.
But nah, I had people mad at y'all.
No, I get
Like,
it.
it was a transition. It was. Cause that during the transition, niggas was ready to rumble y'all. Like, oh, bro, like, what you mean I can't? No. That joint used to be booked for 3 weeks out. Blades joint used to be booked for him. I'm like, who booked every Thursday for the next 6 weeks like that? At 6 o'clock, like it was drawing. People went in there, booked 10 appointments at one time. Like, nah, dog.
Yeah, but clients also gotta be mindful of the barber, bro. They got whole lives just as much as yours.
Nah, y'all not supposed to.
Like, no, that's see, that's what
real.
I'm saying.
You right. That's what I told you. I'm like, man, fuck.
We play
Yeah, and I get
Fuck
it.
Blades, man.
Remember on Barbershop the movie when
Fuck Blades, man. I can't even get in there with Blade no more, man.
You know when it's on Barbershop?
got 8 kids.
Yeah, but they got 8 kids.
got 4 barbershops.
Hold up, though. Remember the joint on Barbershop? Boy ran in. Boy was like, yo, I'm on my way to an interview. I need this cut. Oh yeah. You couldn't do that then.
No.
Like if you needed a joint for an interview last minute, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I used to walk out there. I'm glad E and Sharp ain't here because I used to walk out of here mad sometimes. They wouldn't be here.
Yo.
I think when y'all cut me, E be like, nah, man, I'm about to take my lunch break. I'm like, nigga, what?
Yeah. No, I ain't gonna lie. But on another note, though, the problem is what y'all think. Y'all think we live here.
Nah,
Like niggas got a whole crib they go to after this and ain't just waiting around for niggas to be here.
Yeah.
So it be so crazy on the barber war with the client too. That a client, right? I can hit my client and be like, yo, my man, I ain't gonna lie, man, my grandma died, man, my cat just got ran over by a car, my kid is stuck in the toilet. And then boy be like, yo, so you ain't cutting?
Yo, keep it a beam, bro. But you gotta understand, like, the mindset, how we've been conditioned to think how barbershops was. It's cool now. But when y'all started that was hard to accept, man. Like, I still had something going on.
Barbershop was the hangout.
It's
but that's not it.
Nigga, I'm not waiting here with a towel on my hand so I can go ahead and laver you and shave you. Nigga, I'm going to the crib. Like,
And the problem is a lot of folks don't even tip the barber.
yo, niggas
So
ain't
niggas
tipping.
is expecting a lot from the
Come
barber
on,
to get a
Benji.
clean
Yeah.
cut. But then
They be the ones that
I
complain or know
I
they
cut
I tell them the price. They're like, oh, hold up, for
No.
what? Well, I gotta pay that price for.
Yeah.
And then they don't even want to give a tip afterwards.
I'm on the
Like,
type
all right.
time, man. Look, come to my spot and come cut me. I got a bean to cut, man.
Oh, and I'll go, yeah. And I'll go.
You big money though. You big money. I ain't
But
doing
yo,
that.
don't ask me to bend over backwards as your barber when you ain't tipped me in 4 years.
Right.
If you're paying regular price and you're not giving no more, then I'm gonna give you regular service. That's just what it is. You're gonna get regular lookouts. You're gonna schedule online. But for my homies that look out for me and understand I got a life, yo, bro, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, man. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm gonna be here on days where I'm closed. I'm gonna look out for you.
I got a question. I'm glad you brought this up because we were talking about this other week. In the service industry, is tipping mandatory?
Well, so you gotta know and understand what that person makes first off. You know what I'm saying? Like in certain
just answer the question from a general perspective.
so in the service industry,
In the service industry, you guys are in the service
Before you
industry.
break it down, I want to hear your
I'm gonna
direct
say
answer.
I say yes. No problem.
Tell us why.
I'm saying based
When you
on
go to these, cause when you go to half of these restaurants, and you don't pay, or say your bill is a certain amount, they have what? Gratitude.
Yeah,
They have gratuity in your check. They put it in your joint. They don't even give you the option. They taking theirs. Why can't we get ours?
That's for a 6 party or more. So if I got me with 6 kids or more,
all right,
you gonna hit me with the gratuity?
Go down Miami and don't think they put gratuity
anywhere nowadays.
Anywhere, bro. So at the end of the day, why can't we get ours? Why we gotta give them the home?
Nah, I feel you, but I'm more along the lines of Coley.
Right.
Depending on my services, depending on what my tip gonna look like.
Right.
Now, if you give me A1 service, I'm gonna give you an A1 tip.
Yeah.
But not everybody think that way,
comes up talking all crazy, like you're not gonna give them a tip just because obviously.
No, because my wife's the type where no matter where we go, she just automatically assumes that whatever the bill is 20%. No matter.
On the rip.
So no matter what the service is like.
Rip.
So what I do when I feel like the service is shit, hey babe, go ahead, go to the wheel. I'll take care of the tip. And then I walk my black ass right up out of there. No tip.
Tip.
If the service is shit,
on the
you're not gonna treat me like shit and then think I'm gonna tip you. Like,
Just because
I'm a little
it's
biased to it
just
though.
because you think it's mandatory. No, that's
my
dead.
dad's still a bartender. My mom a waitress for 30 plus years, so I was raised by them, and they only get $2.50, $2.
But I guarantee wherever they work, when I come to that bar, they're gonna make me feel welcome. Now, if I come to the bar and you make me feel like shit, and then you take a half hour to get me a Coors Light.
But yeah,
come on, bro. Like, come on, bro.
Give me being though. But it's them Coors Light, they know your brand. Your top knows the game. But back to what you were saying, part of that service, part of being in there, being good at what y'all do. Like, y'all are good at what y'all do right now. Y'all are great barbers. Being good at what you do, you know that's part of the game. I need to give them a good service so that they want to come back. They want to.
You just said
they
it.
can't come in here and get somebody a half cut. They go, all right, man.
Blades just said it. What separates y'all from other
And then-
barbershops is y'all professionalism.
Exactly.
Y'all, so therefore, when y'all receive y'all tips, it's for the experience.
Exactly.
Right.
Like all y'all got a sharp hand. It ain't about the cut no longer.
No.
It's about the experience. When I sit my black ass in this chair, when I'm gonna feel like getting up. Like you feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now if I feel like you just cut my hair, ain't saying a word to me, whatever the case may be, you probably gonna get the quarter.
Oh, Buck, we ain't got no more sponsors, man. Y'all giving them game right now, man. We ain't got no more sponsors to give
Hopefully
out.
soon, though. Hit us up, man. Sponsor.
Give them the number, the email to hit up.
Yeah, you already know. Take me out this chat.
Yeah, facts.
I feel like that's really parallel though. So like if I know that I didn't do my best on someone's cut, like I don't expect a tip. You know what I mean?
I know I messed your mustache up.
Cause it's not just about the haircut. Look,
No, I'm not talking about cuts in general. I'm talking about
I'm like
Something that I'm not
but I didn't
satisfied with, I'll take some money off.
Yeah.
You know, like if I'm like, oh, I took that too high,
Well,
oh, I
baby
took
said,
that
I
too
need
low,
mine.
like I'll take $5 off.
Cause as a barber, forget the haircut. Yeah, you can get a haircut in a lot of these barbershops. You can get a good quality haircut in a lot of these barbershops. But what you're missing is, the conversation.
Right.
I'm a service just as much. Like, the conversation I'm giving you, whatever it is that you get out of coming to me, you gonna get.
Right.
Forget the haircut, bro. Yeah, you can get a blowout anywhere. To be honest with you, but I know clients that come all the way from California to here to come see me.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? I swear to you, and it's like, why are you crossing that many barbershops to come see me?
And
it's not because of my hand. It's because of who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Your favorite rapper, Quilly too, right?
Yeah, Quilly too. Shout out to Quilly, man.
No doubt.
Nah, you want to shout him out? You cut him.
Man. Shout him out, man. Shout out to Quilly. You already know, man. But look, Blades Edge. Shout out to Blades Edge.
Shout out to Blades Edge, man.
Hey.
Ivan, Benji, Tone, Blades,
E,
Coley, Sharp.
Shout out to Sharp.
Hey, listen. If y'all don't know who one of the funniest men in America is Sharp.
Oh, man.
Yo, when y'all come in here and we talk about experience, that boy Sharp gives every one of our clients an experience, man. From the humor to the game. Yo, funniest. I wish he was here right now, man. One of the funniest men in America, man. And one of the sharpest hands when y'all got the name and who's Sharp in town. Sharp been doing this for 20 years.
Sharp's in my top 5. And I've had Sharp only cut me a few times. So I'm saying this has been my barber since. So it's hard for me to say, but going back in the top 5, Blades numero uno, Blades numero uno for sure. Blades numero uno. I gotta go Uncle Reg's. Then I gotta go Stat.
I used to go to Reggie's hair care.
Uncle Reg was that guy. I put my cousin in the top 5.
Blade, you know what I miss, Blade? I
too.
miss cosmetology class.
Oh,
Get the,
wow.
that was
Yo.
the pass 4th block, get out, go down there and pay $5.
No, I'm giving it a B though, Chef.
$2.
It was $2, but that joint was popping because you got the hair wash was included.
Shorty was
rubbing
Yeah, 7 goalies in there.
and I'm missing class.
and you missing class,
Man, even without the class, I remember when the cuts was only $5.
No, 2.
We was at, no, I'm talking about when we used to go to his crib.
Oh, yeah.
$5 joints right in the basement.
Yeah, but those
Yeah.
Buddy to bring them joints back. $5 joints.
This, bro.
Niggas used to wait for Blade to get off work and come to the farm.
Facts.
And go right to the crib, pick him up, take him wherever he wanted to get some food.
Which was usually what?
McDonald's. Who spends $40 at McDonald's, bro, by himself? Ain't no yo want
Who say
something.
McDonald's will do you right? Yeah, man.
Just to pick my man up, taking whoever's crib he was cutting all night till 3, 4 in the morning. Cut 15 people, whatever. It doesn't matter.
And yo, I ain't gonna lie, you know what that really represents, man? It's like, yo, these young boys don't have to sell drugs. Yo, I was getting it as a young boy and did not sell drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we all had our little venture, you know, trying stuff, but you know what I mean? Nah, you don't gotta sell drugs, man.
I mean, not everybody.
Yeah, there's a lot of hustles out here, man.
Nah, that's factual though.
A lot of hustles, man. I was 15 years old with a bag in my pocket because, you know, I wanted to be different. You know what I'm saying? We had homies that sold, but like, no, I'm gonna work. I'm gonna grind. I bought the little shorty sneakers and did what I had to do with that bread. You know what I mean?
On the other side of it, bro. On the other side of it, though, like barbering saved my life for real. Like bumping my head early and playing the street game to coming home with nothing, bro, but a record box. Right. Barbering really is my fastball. You know, I dive into a few other things, but yo, without barbering, bro, I wouldn't be nowhere near where I'm at now. So you know, barbering can stop that pipeline from high school to prison, bro, and that's why I try so hard to get these teachers and really make an impact. This joint help me, man. It can help a lot of these young boys. Man.
I'm gonna keep it a being part of like the trend of the podcast has been so far is to shed light on like the different ways to be successful. Like there's so many different ways, man, that are slept on, whether it was the ice cream show,
Absolutely.
whether it was producers, whether it was videography, whether it was training, with Senator T-Mac doing a different level training, whether it was a teacher, whether it was Forex, bro, there's so many avenues, man. I just hope at some point somebody can see this and realize like, yo, there's definitely different ways to get to the bag, man. You ain't gotta sell drugs. All that shit looks cool for the camera, but
you know, it's funny you saying that, bro. The trade industry is so heavy right now. Like they brainwash us into thinking that you gotta go to college to become this or that and make this 100 bands a year when plumbers are making 300 bands a year. And it's like, yo, they brainwash us into making us think that these prestigious degrees up in college or what
they
it
do
is.
though. I that conversation, it's one of those. It's like both parties are wrong because you can even if you go to college too. Like there's people
go to the facts only though.
You don't have that bad.
The argument is go to the facts.
Don't associate no negativity with it though. Just acknowledge the fact that you can do it both ways.
No, you can.
Because I think that's what happens though. People get into that well, you ain't got to go into even if that person go into that, they making a certain amount of money.
No, I agree.
That's getting paid off quick.
You're right.
Like you know what I mean, if you making $200,000-$300,000 a year, what? I don't care.
Like what's the statistics? Like if you're not
that's the issue. The statistics are almost at 60% to where these kids are coming out of college and not operating in their field. So it goes.
In 2017, and they didn't say anything about the tech school. I had to do all my own research on that. They have the college fairs, but that's it. They didn't have the tech school come in or anything, and they're partners with them. And they still didn't make that an option because the thing is, with the public schools though, they pay for their students to go to trade schools, which is why they don't advertise it that much because they lose a lot of money.
Like people talk about Pottstown High, man, and it gets such a bad name, but they don't realize. I always say this, and I go to bat for them. They're one of 5 schools left in our nation that has their trade school connected to the school.
Right. I think
And
that's
it's
great.
thriving. They're sending an astronomical number and percentage of kids to that trade.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, that joint always been popular.
But we keep on pumping college, putting these kids in debt where, yo, statistics are great that some people are making it out. I'm happy for those that are making it. But the percentages are alarming on the kids that aren't.
Right.
60% of those kids are working at
Working at
Applebee's,
Hooters, yeah.
working at Target, and still owe that bread.
You know, we probably could have been successful in, bro.
What's that?
Hospitality.
Yo,
Niggas in
facts.
that hospitality class.
Yo, that's why
we learned about like the hotel industry and all that, bro. You probably could have been a manager at a Four Seasons or something.
That's serious. Concierge.
Concierge.
Yeah.
Oh, But that's the thing, they don't get painted as making a bag. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's because it don't look cool. Like,
But that's
it ain't
where
cool,
I feel
but-
where Blade's saying, like, school's overpublished. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
the only path is school, and to be honest, it's not. Like, trades is really where it's at. I don't want to say that school is not where it's at, but trades always going to be where it's at, because at the end of the day, regardless of what job you do or decide to take, if you were to lose that job, a trade is going to have something where you're able to do something with your hands.
Yeah.
So you're always going to be able to make some type of income. You feel me? That's why I'm always going to be able to push trade, or always want, one of my kids or whatever to go trade, or at least think trade before college, because as long as you know a trade, you're always going to be able to make an income. You always got a bag.
Yo, one of our homies, man, one of our number 1 homies said out his mouth. Now, he made it to one of the epitomes of his life. I mean, the pinnacles of his life. And he made it to the place where his degree carries weight. You know what I'm saying? Something heavy. And he said, I'm not going to lie to you. He said, I realized that they only let our demographic, our people, into those fields once they've gotten control of it and saturated it. So it's like, yo, he's even realizing that, yo, what I got is pristine and what I got is major, and I'm gonna make my bread, I'm gonna win. But I'm telling you that, yo, there's a lot of other ways. So coming from the mouth of someone who's as successful as that, saying that, yo, it's a rough road to get here, and you gotta pay later, and they don't really let you in all the way.
All I'm saying is, like, I respect both sides. Like,
Definitely.
but I'm not going to associate no negativity to neither side. Whether it's the college side and going and getting in debt, because I feel like that only happens to people who don't know what they want to do when they go to college, and that's
18
what I'm saying.
18 who does?
But that's a result of not just the school, that's parenting, that's everything.
Yeah, it's
a lot of times people go into college, I want to be this. It's like, a nigga, what?
Well, my dad.
And it's like, well, did you do any research on that? Do you even like that? Do you know what that person even does for a living? Like, what their day to day is? Like, you ain't do no homework. You just came up in your mind. That's what you want to do. You go spend 4 years at college. That's the real issue.
But we out here, Dollar Boy, take me out.
Yo, when y'all come back